Well, good evening. My name is Miss Stephanie. Welcome to another Let's Talk About It at Willard Library. Every month we do a segment of Let's Talk About It where we highlight different organizations to find out information and resources that the community may need. Our goal is to discover, grow, and connect with our community and different organizations. And so I'm so excited today. We have Mariama Wurie, who is the Family and Community Engagement Coordinator for Battle Creek Central. A lot of times, Battle Creek Public Schools, sorry. A lot of times when we work with children or in the school district, we get information that's via social media, sometimes it's disgruntled parents, and we really don't know the ins and outs and all the stuff that our districts have to deal with, the roles that they have, the responsibilities that they have with working with our children. So on today, I thought it would be necessary for us to have you today to talk about your role and all the things that it entails working with our youth.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here. I'm new to this role as a Family and Community Engagement Coordinator for the district. But I'm excited to have this role. And pretty much my overall role, I would say, is to support student achievement and support student achievement through family and community resources. There are two African proverbs. So my family roots are from Africa, so I know a lot of different proverbs. But I will say, as far as my role and what it entails, I would definitely say it takes a whole village to raise a child. And so district-wide, we're using our village through family and community engagement. And there's also an African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together.
Wow.
And so it's going to take all of us to go together so that we can go far and our students can go far. So overall, my role is to impact student achievement through our family resources and our community resources. And so with that, we are in my role. What I've been doing thus far is really trying to alleviate barriers with our families. A lot of what we're dealing with right now is homelessness. So through the McKinney-Vento Act, that policy, we're supporting homeless families the best that we can. And we partnered with Michigan Works. So that's a community partnership. Like I said, to go far, it's gonna take all of us. It's gonna take our village. And so we've, I don't know the exact numbers off the top of my head, but we've supported families, especially over the winter holiday. I believe, don't quote me on this, but it was probably about 30 families that we sent, but about 12 to 13 families that actually took advantage of the resource. So that were sheltered for the holiday season, and even still to this day, we are referring families to Michigan Works for that assistance. Another is just our attendance crisis and how to deal with that. And through our attendance crisis, that's where we found out like a lot of families have been homeless and just dealing with that barrier. So just doing our best to alleviate barriers. And barriers can also be maybe, I've been sitting in a lot of family meetings as well. So maybe they feel like they weren't getting what they need to at the school level. So at the district level, we step in and we bridge that gap between the family and the school so that the student, at the end of the day, our focal point, or my focal point when we go into those meetings, is the student achievement. So in order for your student to be successful, I want to bridge that gap between the family and the school and see how we can align with each other to make sure that they're successful. And so far, so good. I'm not 100%. There's still some things that need to be worked out, but for the most part, that has been working good as well. Our community partners, because Battle Creek Public Schools can't do it on our own, so some of our community partners that we work with thus far will be, some of our local churches. We've gathered local pastors within our community to work with us, in regards to our attendance crisis and how we our goal behind that was to get the community involved. You know, a lot of our youth attend these churches, and sometimes, you know, it's almost like with my children, right? Like, I could say something, mama says something, but auntie or first lady or a teacher or someone can say the same exact thing, but it doesn't go in one ear and out the other like it does with mama, right? So it's almost like as a district, we're trying, but we're like the mama. It's going in one ear and out the other. And so how can we pull in our community partners to assist with the messaging and how important it is to be at school every single day, right? And also doing our best to alleviate those barriers to what's keeping you from school, what's happening, right? So local churches, Willard Library, partnering with them. We partner with the organization called Operation Fit, which talks about the health and wellness. So nutrition, right? What's important to eat so that your brain can function throughout the day. How important physical activity is. And they're in all of our elementary buildings. We partner with organizations like Communities in Schools who help us alleviate those barriers with the providing basic need resources for our schools, and they're in every school building throughout the district. Grace Health, just those medical needs and mental health services as well that's needed. So Grace Health is in all of our secondary locations. They have an office right there in the school. So they're doing sports physicals. They're, you know, if anyone's having any health issues, and we also have like a mental health worker within the school as well. We partner with Rise Up. They're in a few of our schools, and just, you know, behavior, helping to, with the ABCs. So ABCs is attendance, behavior, and coursework. And so helping to bridge that gap there. So again, helping us alleviate our attendance crisis that we're having, helping the schools work with behaviors and those social emotional well-being skills, and giving just students more tools. I like to say tools around your tool belt, those coping skills, so that you can put those to practice when you go back to the classroom if you have been removed from the classroom, right? And so that's the goal there. And then of course, coursework, which will be your grades, and making sure that your grades are where they need to be. And I used to tell my own children, like, your grades is not a reflection of your intellect. It's a reflection of your work ethic, right? And so if you're putting in the work, it's going to reflect in your grade. So you can be as smart as ever and failing classes, but it's because you're not putting in the work. So what do we need to do to make sure that you're putting in the work and creating those habits? And so one thing that I learned from one of my co-workers, Dr. Harvey, is it takes 21, I believe she said, don't quote me on it, 21 to 30 days to form a habit. And my mom growing up, even when we didn't have homework, she used to always make us study. So you're either gonna read and write me a paragraph or whatnot, and I tried to do that with my own children. And so I didn't know back then, but I know now, like, it wasn't school, right, that helped me to create that habit, because I didn't have homework every day. It was my mom. So when I got to college, I was able to use that habit, use those study habits, right? And so I tried to ingrain that in my children, but also the children and the youth that I work with and the families that I work with, even at this level at a larger scale throughout the district, I use those teachings. And so that's part of my role, is bringing in that village and being a part of the village and being a part of the community. Those are just some of the organizations that we work with. We welcome any other organizations that would like to partner and partner with us in support of our student achievement throughout the district. We welcome you. Always, always, always. Like I said, we want to go far, and in order to go far, we have to come together and stop working in silos and working together for the betterment of our children, because they are our future, indeed.
I love that.
And so, yeah, that's really, we also have, some of the programming that we have throughout our district. So in partnership with Communities in Schools of Michigan, our elementary schools have reading buddies. And so, you know, I would say, like, if you're interested in being a reading buddy, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'll make sure you have my contact information. at the end so that I can get you in contact with our communities and schools coordinators or program director, so that, and what Reading Buddies do is they go in once a week and they read with our elementary students, helping to create that foundation that reading is important, reading is fun, and it's essential,
yes.
right? As we move through the school system. And so just reading and helping, and also being a mentor to those students, right? And so not only just reading with them, they're creating and building relationships so those students know that they have someone in addition to what's already provided within the school, like their teachers and things in other programming. And so I think that's another important aspect. We're still looking for reading buddies. We would like to expand that program. So if you have 30 minutes a week, 30 minutes a week, that's not a lot. 30 minutes a week, and you can be dedicated and commitment, because students need that stability and that consistency. And they look forward to their reading buddies coming every week. And so please don't hesitate to reach out to myself or Mrs. Boyd, to where she can get in contact with us as well. We have our Power Parents. So this is something that I'm starting, well, actually rebirthing, right? So Mr. Freddie McGee, who was in this role prior to me, started a Power Parent program, and this is part of like the family engagement piece and really acknowledging our parents and making our parents charged to be active within their school buildings and our community. So I am rebirthing that program, and I'm starting a district parent council. So we have our first meeting Thursday, March 7th. I'm excited. I'm really going to just really be an advisor for that group. I have some ideas that I would love for that group to do on a district level. So each school building, some school buildings have PTOs, some school buildings don't. Some school buildings have active parents. They're not necessarily called PTOs, but they're in their schools, they're volunteering, they're doing like the reading buddies and things of that nature. But my vision for this on a larger scale is just district wide, and how we can do, how the parents can have a voice in doing parent programming for the whole district, not just individual schools, if that makes sense. But they will be representatives from their individual schools. So as of right now, I have a parent representation from at least 1 to 2 parents for representation for every school building within our district, so all 13 schools. And I'm excited to see who's gonna come out. If you're a parent within Battle Creek Public Schools and you wanna be a part of that and have your voice heard as a family in our district, again, don't hesitate to reach out to me at any time. And they're gonna really, so like I said, our first meeting is Thursday, March 7th, right here at Willard Library at the Battle Creek Public Schools Administration Building. But the parents from then on will make their schedule. So like I said, this is gonna be their thing, and they're gonna plan out everything. I'm really just serving as an advisor, but I think that is something that is needed within our district, and really to get that family engagement, you know, not just participation. I think there's a difference between participation and engagement. Engagement is ongoing. So we have a lot of parent or family caregiver participation. So you might go to conferences, you might go to a game, you might come in for a meeting, but I want ongoing engagement. And the plan is, my hope is to do both in-person and online programming, to be convenient as possible with all of our parents across the board, and doing different times as well. You know, another thing that we have is key communicators, and key communicators is something that I took over this year as well. And what that is a platform for our village, our Battle Creek village, right? And so it is composed of some staff, some Battle Creek Public Schools staff across the board, students, so the student voice is being heard, community partners, parents, and just community members as a whole. In our last meeting, we had we had to continuously bring in chairs, and we had people standing, but we had 35 plus community, family, village members to attend. And for me, it was slightly emotional, because it showed that despite what people are saying, that there are people that truly do care about our students, and they want to be heard. They want to see how they can help, because if they didn't, they wouldn't have came.
That's true.
And so that was a wake-up call for me, and like I said, an emotional moment also, because you hear so much throughout the community.
You do, yeah.
And like I said, that show, we had big brothers, big sisters in the room. We had communities and schools in the room. We had Willard Library in the room. We had Rise Up in the room. We had pastors in the room. We had children. We had students in the room, and parents, fathers and mothers in the room, grandparents. And so it was just a beautiful sight to see, and eye-opening to say people do care.
They do.
They do care.
Which
and
is
so,
why you're here today.
Yes.
That was eye-opening for me as well.
And so as we continue to move along, and as I continue in this role, my goal and vision will just to continuously bring the community together to impact student achievement. And so my role is to do that through families, through community. So if you're watching this and you love our children and you want to be there and you want to see our village and our community to grow and to go far, don't hesitate to reach out. And I will say, bring them to the activities even here at the library. Yes. They're doing a lot of wonderful programming, diverse programming that reflects our community. Because we have a very diverse community.
We do.
And so I see the programming that's going on, and I love it. And that's really, that what I do.
Thank you.
My vision, as well as what I would like to see. And just continuing those partnerships and maintaining those and programming to reflect our community and student achievement.
Wow. It definitely takes a vision, it takes a village, and it takes a passion, and I see it and I feel it through you. So thank you for coming and sharing with the community just everything that goes on in the Battle Creek Public School Districts. And like you said, sometimes you just get the opinions or social media, and so it's important for us to really communicate what we need for our children, and we need to be the change that we want to see. And so can you give them your contact information where they can contact you to see how they can be involved, or if they have any questions?
Yes, so the best way to reach me is through email. And so my email address is MWURIE, so MWurie at battle-creek.k12.mi.us. All right, and that's the best way to contact and reach me. However, you can also reach me at my telephone number, which is 269-998-2360. And you'll reach me quicker through that phone. That's my work cell phone number. If you text me, because I'm in meetings and different things throughout the day, feel free to call and leave a message. But the quickest way and the best way is to send a text message first. And then you can say in that text message, hi, I'm so-and-so from, you could be a family or from a church or from a community organization. I would like to get in contact with you or speak with you, and just say, leave your number and call me back, or give me a call. But I would say the best way to reach me will be email first, and then sending a text message, and then a phone call. So.
All right. And again, I'm Miss Stephanie at Willard Library, and if you would like to contact me about any of the organizations that we have interviewed thus far, my number is 269-968-8166, extension 501. I'm the Social Services and Youth Librarian here at Willard Library, and if you'd like to talk about it, you can contact me as well. So thank you for your time. Thank you for what you're doing, and again, we just appreciate, it just takes one day, one person at a time to make a change and make a difference in our children's lives.
Exactly. I just want to say thank you as well for this mini series and really getting the information out. We appreciate Willard Library and all the things that you're doing. Thanks for having me, and just continue doing what you're doing as well. It's truly a blessing to not only the library but our community as a whole. So thank you.
Thanks for being here.